beautiful people. Welcome to the room. Come on back up in here. Come on. If you're new here to me, my name is Prophetess Queen X. All right, for short. Definitely. So my righteous name is Queen Oracle Ma'at Quintessence X, beautiful struggle. It means the vessel through which divine transformations manifest. And I'm here to guide you through your personal spiritual journey in your life and career. Okay. And so if you're new here, welcome to the room. Today is Wellness Wednesday, okay? And Monday and Wednesdays, I come here and I speak to you guys. I prophesy to you. I encourage you. I give you information and load you up with tools that you can use in your everyday life or career to become more aligned in your purpose, the reason why you were created here on earth, okay? And so today, well, this week, rather, we have been talking about holistic health, all right? As a holistic health educator, in my business, I've been in healthcare for about 10 years, going on 11 years now. And my healthcare business is called the Special Care Unit. As some of you may know, I have several different businesses that I run simultaneously underneath of one umbrella, which is called Business Now RBA Incorporated. This year has been about the woman behind all of that stuff. So here she is, Prophetess Queen X, right? Today, this week, as I was explaining, we're talking about spiritually cleansing ourselves. We started last Wednesday, just getting familiar with the chakras and our aura and why breathing is important and why spiritual cleansing is important. And then on Monday, I talked to you guys about how your body naturally detoxes. Hey, sis, morning. I talked to you about how your body naturally detoxes in the 24-hour period without you doing anything but resting and you know, complementing the natural detox by doing less is possible. Less is possible, putting all of that, the fake stuff in you, and doing more organic things like resting, drinking water, eating properly, different things like that to aid your body in the detoxification process. Okay, so I thought that I had a video all ready for you guys. Okay, you know how I do. I'm ready to show y'all the contrast. I had a video all ready for you guys. I was like, hey, listen, Lord, I did this mini self-healing video the other day doing some Reiki, showing you how to get the crook out your neck. And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna post that on Wednesday, Lord, and talk about it. Child, got in the gym this morning. God was like, post that video on breathing. I was like, okay. And then I got here and I printed out some information about the vertebrae in your neck. God was like, go on to Genesis 2 and print out the chapter on breathing. Okay. And I'm like, okay, all right, well, let me back up. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? All right. So obviously, Source wants me to come and talk to you guys more on spiritual cleansing, but in the direction of how to breathe, how breathing is so essential to your overall holistic health and your mobility and quieting your spirit and meditation and yoga and exercise. And breathing is essential, so essential. You know, I don't have to explain that to you. You know, if you stop breathing, then you gonna die. You understand what I'm saying? So let's view that from a different perspective and understand how important it is scientifically, outside of you stopping breathing and you dying. Okay, it's way more than that. While you're living, you are supposed to edify breathing. You are supposed to learn how to breathe appropriately. It's several different breathing techniques that you can use in life. Pranayama is one, nirvana is another one, and some comedic breathing exercises, you know, the 4 count that I've been doing with you guys over the past couple of weeks. But first and foremost, so God wanted me to, let's get into it. So breathing as a part of your spiritual cleanse. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what a spiritual cleanse is, it's when you're rebalancing and aligning yourself spiritually. It's when you are in the season that you may be feeling right now where you want to deplete some things. You're getting it's almost like spring cleaning in the fall and winter, or whenever, you know, the cleaning comes about. You're removing people, places, and things out of your life. What if you're not removing them? The universe is removing them, and so you may be losing people, places, and things out of your life. But it's all so you can be rid of those anchors. It's also you can so you can have time to focus in on you and cross your T's, dot your I's, and just, you know, um, I don't know. I think catch up with the goals that you made for yourself, even though, we tell God our plans and listen to him laugh at you. But, just to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable. It's not the place where anyone else holds you accountable. It's for you. And so with me coming to you today, you can take what resonates with you. Anything that I say in any of my videos, I recommend you take it to source. Take it to God. And, just pray on it. Pray on the word. Ask him, was it for you? Ask for more information. And also, if you would like to schedule a personal session with me, a private session with me, whether it's just to get refocused on your life or career, maybe you're interested in starting a business, maybe you're a healthcare provider and you're trying to just reorder your steps, you're in arts and entertainment, or you're in business and you have, you want to promote your service, or you want to interview on my show. Whether you need, like I said, some word or whatever the case may be, just book me and find out how we can begin to dwell in the space with one another and let the Lord have its way. Okay, so breathing, we have a variety of resources available to increase contact with divine powers. Okay, now from which there is an important instrument. Breathing, all right, provides the opportunity for you to be able to stop for a moment. It's like every time you breathe, let's just breathe for a second. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths, okay? Now, for those of you who are new to me, you don't know what cleansing breaths are. Cleansing breaths are the breaths we take in through our nose, out through our mouth. Those are the cleansing breaths. And when you inhale, you're inhaling all the way down into your belly, okay? So you can't inhale no more. And then when you blow it out, you're blowing out all of that. So it's coming way from down to your belly. And we call them cleansing breaths. So you can reorder. You are reordering your energy inside of you, the centers of energy inside of you. You're like, oh, everybody stop. Get yourself together for a second. Okay? Any anxiety or any negativity that you may be feeling, when you blow that stuff out, that's your opportunity to visualize all of that stuff coming out. So the manifestation of you becoming clear will begin to happen. Okay, so we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths in this moment, because breathing is essential. And when you breathe in, you're breathing in prana energy. That's absolute energy. Okay, so you breathe all that in, honey. Let's go. Okay. You see how that even calms you a little bit? I mean, because I'm a big ball of energy. You feel what I'm saying? And I know you felt the shift in my energy just now, because I became centered. You understand what I'm saying? Even in this moment, when I was preparing to come in front of you guys, that was me preparing to come in front of you guys. And even to the point where I pressed play, I'm still like, okay, all right, let's talk to the people. And until that moment, till I came into myself, until I aligned myself in this moment, all right, it took time to breathe in that prana energy and blow out anything that will be disturbing me at any cost. Is that I did not become centered for this moment until just now through my breathing. And I know you feel a shift in yourself as well. So just that first level of breathing that we just did, you see how essential, how beneficial, how transforming it was in even the smallest way. So God wanted me to tell you about, let's take a little trip down memory lane and start thinking about us just being. Maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was this morning, or, find a situation where you were just walking to get to another place. You weren't rushing to get to that place. You were just walking, you were just being, transitioning from one spot to the next. You there yet? Okay. Now, in that moment, can you recall yourself breathing deeply or normally? Normal breathing is supposed to look, watch my chest respirations. That's one complete breath. That's what we call a complete breath in healthcare. when your chest rise and fall. But God wanted me to bring this up. Are you breathing deeply? Are you breathing completely? Or have you been taking short breaths like this? Like, whether it's a, whether you have a situation, a health situation that causes you to breathe that way or not. Are you breathing that way? Like, or, and also another example is God wanted me to, bring it to your attention. When's the last time, before you just did the exercise with me, when's the last time you actually took a deep breath intentionally? Intentionally took a deep breath. Like, you know what? I need to just. When's the last time you did that? I tell you about a story. This was in August of last year. Since 2016, if you've been following me since then you know that my life, I've been going through a lot of challenges to get me to this moment where I am today. And I didn't have a car. I was on the bus, all right, and bags upon bags. I had the whole corporation and 5 different bags on my back. And you can catch me like that. And just the worries of the world and everything was beating up on me, just beating up on me. And I had came to a point where I wasn't even fighting back, because I realized that it wasn't, and I mean physically, I mean emotionally, how I would fight back, how I came into fighting back is fighting in the spirit. So I'll pray to God, I'll go in meditation. You know what I'm saying? I'll dip off in isolation and you won't see me for a few days. You know what I mean? So that's when I began learning how to fight in the spirit. And in my isolation, and in those times where I would disappear into the spirit, that was how I was able to recuperate and rejuvenate. I even had to get outside of the idea of, well, if I take a few days off, or if I'm not online, people may think that I ain't doing nothing, or they may think that something is wrong. Even if something is wrong, you don't want people to think that something is wrong. But I had developed that idea that I couldn't even take a break, that I always constantly had to be posting something. I constantly had to be seen in operation. I constantly had to show these things, when it was legit sometimes where I needed a break. I needed to rest. I needed to log off of social media. I needed to not be around family and friends. And regardless if they felt slighted, regardless if they felt like, one of these things that was always in my life, you think you better than somebody. No, I'm just trying to be better than myself, G. You know what I'm saying? So it had gotten to that point. And in those moments when I started, because that's called self-introspection. So in those moments where I was learning what self-introspection was, and how to, what's the other word? When you scan your body during Reiki, I forgot that term, but you scan your body for any type of bruises or hurt or pain or blockages in your senses of energy. And, so all of that, in that moment, I was realizing where I had forgot my skills. I had forgot, going, not even looking at my Sacred Sexy manual, where I have 12 lesson plans on how to snatch your spirit back and to release your goddess. It becomes times in life where life has been too busy and I ain't even in my own books. So I done forgot some things. And I got to a point and I was like, I haven't even been breathing. I'm not even breathing for real. Like, what am I? Hold on, let me see. Okay, I still can do it, but I ain't been doing it. And so God wanted me to come here today to be like a little prompt with my little voice. And I know how it sounds. You ain't got to tell me. He wanted me to come and be a prompt to you and ask you, have you been breathing, child? Breathing deep. Have you made time for yourself to even take a deep breath? It's the only time you get to sit down and relax your body to rejuvenate. Is it when you go home at night, when you in the bed? Or you think that that's successful, that makes you abundant, because you tired yourself completely out all day long and you didn't take a break until now? God is saying that that's not it. That's not it. Just like in the 24-hour period, we're talking about spiritually cleansing ourselves. And it starts with you. Just like before you are looking for other people to give you love in life, even your spouse, you have to have given yourself that love first. You have to have took yourself out on that date first. You had to have bought yourself something you always really wanted first, before you depend on someone else to bring you happiness. You already need to be floating, saturated in joy. Okay? And so during that self-introspection and examining self for any type of bruises, and because of the things that we've been through, like I said, I drew up that I know I have not. I stopped breathing deep. I was just in go. I was in autopilot. I was gotta do this. Monday, Tuesday, the show. Wednesday, Bible study. Thursday, whatever I needed to do. Now I need to go out, help people start businesses. Okay? I need to go to work. Got the kids. Got my grandpa. Child, where is you? Where you at? It's what God had to sit me down and get me to think about, because too much, all of those things are great to be thinking about someone else and to be pouring in everybody else and to be there for everybody, helping people through, even, that's how I am prosperous and abundant by helping people, live out their purpose or get together their business or just, whatever the case, everything that I do, that's how, it brings me joy. But at the same time, I was forgetting about me. I was forgetting about how I replenish that part of me that I pour into everybody else. And it was making me dirty inside. AKA, I was having blockages inside. AKA, my heart was still hurting and I wasn't paying attention to it. You understand what I'm saying? I was tired, more tired than I needed to be. And it was because I hadn't been in restoration or isolation in a while. And I wasn't breathing deep because I wasn't practicing it. And a little bit of what I said between Monday and Wednesday holds truth, because you have to make sure that you apply, you maintain your holistic health just like you do your job. You have to make sure that you do that just like you do your job. It's so important, because if you don't, then you will not have a solid way to hold yourself accountable. Now think about it. You are accountable to your job or the place that you go to every day or whenever you go. You are accountable. Before you even check the date, it's like your body is naturally accustomed to what you have to do, and you just start falling in place. Well, God is saying on this spiritual journey, on this holistic health journey that you're on, because you're not here by mistake. Everything has a reason for happening. You're not here. It's not a happenstance. You got it here because you're supposed to be here today. And I'm not an expert. I'm not a scholar, by no means necessary. I'm a vessel through which divine transformations manifest. And I'm here to encourage you and guide you along your way in your spiritual journey. So if you ran across me, you were supposed to do that today. If you're hearing information that resonates with you, then it's supposed to resonate with you. And you're supposed to take it back to God. You're supposed to challenge it. I encourage you to go and research and fact check everything and anything you hear me say, but not just me, everybody, because that's how you get closer to your divine self. And your divine self is a direct connection to source, direct connection to God. Okay, so we're talking about breathing. Now, I said that the power of our breath, because even through our breath, the cosmetic energy in the form of pranic energy, meaning soul power, enters the body. Okay, and when the inhalation is deep, then the body gets more energy. So that's why in meditation, you're called to breathe. The biggest part of meditation, God has been having me in His counsel for the past 2 weeks on meditation. And in my studies, God has revealed to me that the most important part of meditation is awareness. And I think I mentioned that to you guys about 2 Wednesdays ago. Awareness is so important because, a lot of times we believe that when we meditate, we're supposed to be not thinking of anything. No, that's not it. In meditation, you are strengthening your awareness because of the different transitions you may go through as you continue to practice and get stronger in that meditative state. You can travel through dimensions in your meditations. I meditate in the fifth dimension a lot. If you don't know what the fifth dimension is, go research it. I meditate in the fifth dimension a lot. I have seen ancestors. I have seen myself in other incarnations. And it's not easy. Like I said, I'm still not an expert. Just because I give you that information doesn't make me an expert. It's still so much more I can learn. It's so much deeper that you can get into meditation. But the basis of it is to be aware of what's happening, even a little thought. So when you close your eyes and you try to think of nothing, you notice how little things still come popping up. So that is to help you challenge your awareness. So when you think about those things, when those things do come up in your meditation, the way that you focus back in, or your intent of meditating, is to acknowledge what happened. So say, for instance, you're meditating and your leg starts to itch. You will acknowledge the fact that my leg started itching. Okay, well, let me go back to meditation. Divine Spirit, guide me into what it is I need to know. You know, any answers, give me any answers to whatever questions I've asked. You know, oh, what about the kids? Well, what about the kids? The kids are fine in this moment. Okay, I thought about the kids. Okay, cool. That was the first level of awareness that God took me to in meditation, because meditation is not about silencing your brain. It's about being aware of what's happening in your body, being aware of what you're thinking about, and becoming disciplined enough to immediately cut it off and go back. Immediately cut it off and go back. Just what God does to us in this worldly realm. We can venture off. We got free will to go this place, that place. But when you attach to God and God got his hand on you, no matter how far you go, you're gonna do what? Come right back. Come right back. You can fight it, but you're still gone. You're still going to. And so in meditation, it's the same thing. So as you acknowledge that those things happen, and don't beat yourself up about it. Don't beat yourself up about it, because if you do, then you will start to feel as though, well, I can't do it. Why I can't be like them over there? Because you looking like you can see what they thinking in their meditation. Why I can't do what they do? Oh, look at that yoga video. They look so. Yeah, they look so. You don't know what's going on. So focus in on you and just pray that they're having a successful interaction just like you are. But in meditation, awareness is important. So yesterday, the awareness in my meditation happened something like this. I was talking to God, I was meditating, and God said, focus in on what you're hearing, because the spirits, the angels, want to be able to communicate with me audio like. They don't, it's no more, it's coming outside. It's already there, but it's a little faint. I've been playing with my intuition and my subconscious over the past month. If you guys been following my videos, you know about it. I come here and I be transparent with you guys so you can see that I'm a regular schmeggler old person just like you, who have tapped into their spiritual abilities just like you can. Okay, so I'm sitting there and I hear a dog barking and alarms going off at somebody else's house. A man way down the street is coughing, across the street, down the street coughing. A hammer is banging 2 streets over. Cars are going, and it's all. And at the end, it was so beautiful, because at the end of that session, I was called to look at my phone for the time, because you know I'm a numerologist as well. And the spirit said, "Look at your phone," and I wrote it. I said, "Look at my phone," and I was like, "Oh, look at my phone." So. So I looked at my phone, and the angel number was 811. It was 811, and the angel number told me that you're directly on the track that you need to be. Continue on with paying attention, being aware, seeking yourself, and you are going to end up in a place where you desire to be. You on the right track. You on the right track. So breathing is essential, though. If I was in meditation and I'm not breathing appropriately, and I'm not taking the time to center the energy in my body and allow, inhaling deep to allow the body to get more energy to be able to receive those messages and those visualizations, then I would not be receiving them, period. I will be getting frustrated. So it's important. Breathing is very essential to your body. Very essential to your body. Now, God also wanted, did I go and get it? Okay, yeah. So in Genesis, right? We typically start off, well, sometimes we start off with the verse of today. God ain't had me do that. Wanted me to talk to you about Genesis, and to just give you another variation of how important breath is. Okay, so when you go to Genesis 2, right? You go to Genesis 2, and what is it? Genesis 2, verse 7. All right, and so it's amazing that this. Let me go ahead and mark this, because in numerology, 2 signifies duality, harmony, balance. All right, fertility, love, and in the supreme mathematics, 2 symbolizes wisdom. All right, and then 7 in the supreme mathematics, it represents God. Okay, oneness, divinity, divine. And so just basically, Genesis is the first book, so that's 1, that's knowledge. Chapter 2, wisdom. Seventh verse, God, right? And so with knowledge, wisdom, God, understanding. You see that? 3. You, Jesus. All right. You want more information on what I was just doing just now? Hit me up. Okay. But anyway, so I'm gonna read this verse to you. So the verse of today to take away from this and to aid in your spiritual cleanse and help you to breathe deeper and better. It says, verse 7, chapter 2, Genesis. It says, then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and then the man became a living being. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. In Genesis 2, chapter 7, in Genesis 2, verse 7, it says, then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. Breath. Nothing in that man made him a living being until the breath of God, the breath of life, was blown into its nostrils, and then it had life. Breathing is so essential to your life. Here on earth, we can be godly beings all we want. You know, in the culture they teach you God is not a mystery God. God is not outside of you, and it's absolutely not outside of you. But in order for you to operate through that essence, that energy of being God, in order to tap into these abilities, in order to keep yourself balanced, in order to rejuvenate yourself, in order to protect yourself from those outside forces that may come up against you, or the things that you have to fight through, and you may get some bruises, or you have to sit in a few emotions sometimes, and it causes you some blockages and having dirty spots on your centers of energy. But God is telling you to spiritually cleanse yourself. It ultimately starts with your breath. Are you breathing deep? Are you inhaling my prana energy is what God is asking. Are you inhaling deep into the pit of your stomach this pranic energy that's available to you? Are you? Because that's important. Number 1, that's important. When you strangulate, you can't breathe. It makes you feel weak. The mask that we have on our face during this systematic oppression. Corona is real, just like the flu. But systematic oppression with these scarves, mask on our face. People yelling, I can't breathe. We all are playing into this demise, this negative demise. Don't wear your mask when you don't have to. Breathe deep when you can. Keep your distance 6 feet apart. But make sure that you understand what's happening, especially even under that mask. Thank you, God, Lord God, because I wanted to get to this. When I have my mask on, I find myself not smiling. I find myself doing weird things with my face that makes me feel like, you see what I'm doing now? Find myself doing stuff like that. So I take my mask off whenever possible, because what I realize is that it's programming me to look a certain way. It's programming me to use more of my eyes. Eyes be lying sometimes. Also in the eyes, you can see the depths of the soul. But in the facial expression will tell you everything. If I have to cover up my nose, how am I able to breathe deep, especially when outside in this purifying air? The air outside purifies anything that's airborne. Anything. It's when you're in closed environments that things get a little sticky. Breathe is essential. The reason why the oppressor has been trying to take our breath for centuries upon century is because they very well know the pranic energy that surrounds it. They know what it does for us. So to spiritually cleanse, God wanted me to tell you a little bit about breathing today. Next week or later on this week, I don't know, I may be allowed to post you guys the self-healing video that I did. I had a crook in my neck and I healed it. It didn't go away that day, but I felt it going away that day, and the next day it was completely gone. Reiki healing, sometimes you have to sit in several sessions to completely receive your full treatment. You don't necessarily need someone else to perform the healing on you, but if you do need someone else to perform it on you, that's absolutely okay. Make sure that it's someone that you know their faith, and make sure that you go to God about them before you even go to them. If you want a Reiki healing session from me, I use my crystals. If you want a session from me, then make sure you go and book it. I do have a nominal fee for that. If you would like a prophetic reading, a Torah reading, a love reading, moonology reading, oracle reading, then you book that as well. I don't have any fees for that, but I do accept donations into my ministry, so I can continue to do what I do for other people, just like you, with ease. In the meantime, or between time, I am working on a few things to get us together in one space. I have a class coming up, a workshop. I'm still not sure what to call it, but it's on 11/11. It's on 11/11 at 11 o'clock at 313 East Broad Street. So I would love to see you there. I have space for about 12 people. Well, 11, because I make 12. So I have space for 11 people. It is absolutely free, and I will be giving you more information as okay, by the end of the week. I say by the end of the week, okay? And so thank you for tuning in. I hope something that God was using me here today for resonates with you. I pray that I encourage you to build that connection with the Creator yourself. I pray that I give you the courage to reach out to individuals that you need to reach out to when you're feeling a little like you need some help or hand out. That's what the body is here for. That's what your brothers and sisters, your aunties and uncles, and everyone else in the spirit is here for. We won't judge you. Them other people might, but we won't. So you have to find your person, your people, find your tribe. Okay? But I'm LadyCEO. Okay? Yes. And aka LadyCEO. And so if you guys need any type of business services as well, if you're interested in starting a business, you don't know where to start. If you're interested in maintaining your business, maybe you need some human resource support, or you need paperwork or anything that you may need. I have several of those resources on my website, my LadyCEO.biz website, where you can just print out your documents that you may need. If you are interested, if you or a loved one that you know may need some home care, an elder in your family may need some home care, then make sure you hit me up. Like I said, if you're in arts or entertainment, or you're a small business or community leader and you want to, raise the awareness on whatever message that you have, or product or service or new project that you have coming up, the new season of Talk of the Streets will be airing on January the 5th. Okay. And so the interviews are going to take place in December. I can't wait. I can't wait to hug on people that I ain't hugged on in a long time. Yep. I'll be giving out coronavirus hugs. That's what I call them, because coronavirus is. And so, in the meantime, or between time, don't forget to breathe today. Breathe in deep. Breathe in deep. Okay? Breathe in, God. Blow out anything that has came up against you. And if you are in need of a spiritual cleanse and you need some support through your spiritual cleanse, or you want a more direct and personal interaction in learning more about holistic education, then like I said, book me. It's Prophetess Queen X on everything: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. My Gmail is prophetessqueenx@gmail, and you can shop my store. Get your sage sticks, your Palo Santo sticks, your scent bricks, your aromatherapy scent bricks, and so much more by shopping at Sacred Sexy Society. That's the Sacred Sexy Society .shop. Okay. I'm your local prophetess, Prophetess Queen X, and I will see you guys next week.